as you can see, it is starting to get brown. And with us using 80-10 or 80-20, we don't have as much grease as we were using a 73-27. Now, I normally would get 73-27 because my husband likes that grease cooked in. It gives it an extra flavor. But I'm doing 80-20 because I don't like a lot of grease. But I still want that flavor to come into it. So it's like a little compromise. Now, I'm normally not a beef fan, but there are some things that just taste better on when you use beef. Now it is almost done. Just a little bit of pink left. We want to make sure all of the beef is cooked. I know we will be adding the taco seasoning, and with the heat it'll still keep cooking, but it's just better to get it all cooked, so that way when you drain the grease, you know, and you're cooking it with the taco seasoning, it's not greasy. Little sizzle there. Turn this off for a moment so I can drain my grease. I'm going to go over here to the side. Give me a couple of minutes and I'll be right back. Alright, the beef has been drained of all grease. And we're going to turn this back on. And make sure the taco seasoning is well blended in with the water. Now, we are going to bring this to a boil. Once everything starts boiling, which start bubbling, we are going to let it simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes once it is to a boil. We want all that taco seasoning flavor just to marinate into the beef. Good. starting to see little bubbles. Don't know if you can hear the bubbling. That's boiling action going on. Now, I don't know if your stove has a little dial that you can turn to simmer. If it does, once you start seeing it boil, you can just turn that dial to simmer. Now, if you don't have one of those little dials, you just lower the heat and just let it kind of do a slow boiling action, and that's your simmering going on. And now we're going to do this for about 3 to 4 minutes, so that way the juices and everything can blend in together. We're going to let that set for a couple of minutes. Make sure you do stir this through occasionally so it gets well mixed in and distributed. Alright, now that is it, we're going to go to our prep station. As you can see, we have 2 plates. As I said before, we are making 2 Crunchwraps today. So, we start with the cheese dip. You get about a tablespoon, maybe 2, depending on your preference. We are using 2, and you smooth it around about this much. You don't want it to go on all of it because you will be folding it later. Alright, next you'll be getting the beef. You'll be getting about enough to cover your little cheese dip on both, so you don't spill. Alright, next you'll get your tostada shell. See? If you want a better feel for how much cheese dip and beef, it should be about the same circle size as your tostada shell. Now, it's okay if there's just a little bit more. It's all entirely up to you. Now, I kept the lettuce in the fridge so it doesn't start browning or anything, but we're using shredded iceberg lettuce. Now, you can either put the lettuce on first or whatever, but we are going to do sour cream because it will work like as a adhesive for the next few parts. Like I said, as with the cheese dip and beef, you want the sour cream to be about the same amount as your tostada shell. Next, we will do the shredded lettuce. Now, it is entirely up to you about how much you want to use on all your product. We are just doing a little small generalized. Yes. Next we have shredded cheese. I am using a Mexican style blend. Now you can use whatever you want. It is entirely up to you. It is your Crunchwrap. Next we're using diced tomatoes. You can use fresh. I cheated and I got the can. Petite diced tomatoes. Now, this is the part where we will be sealing. So if you want to add any more to any of this, this would be the time to do it. I am just going to add a little bit of beef to both. And just a little bit of shredded cheese. Make sure everything's kind of smoothed out and pressed down some. Now, next up, we'll need a third tortilla shell. So that way we can like tear, or like right here, because you're going to use this as a seal so none of it spills out when you are cooking. Now, to make it an easy fold, you want to microwave your tortilla for about 30 seconds. Now you'll fold this like the sides first, then you'll start with the bottom, then you'll do a little pinch action, and there you go. Now, you want to use a plate so that way when you place it in the pan, it'll make it real easy. Now, make sure you spray your pan, and like I said before about the simmer dial, make sure you bring it back to normal burner. Alright, so you get the folded side and you do that down, so that way it will seal it as it is cooking. It'll be about 2-3 minutes. You hear that? You want a nice light golden brown to medium brown. You'll get a spatula when you're ready to flip it. Alright, we are going to check. Nope, it's not sealed. Alright, as that is like doing a little cook action, sealing our little Crunchwrap, I am going to get the other one ready for cooking. You can press it to help with the heat and the seal action. Now let's check. See that color? That is the color we're going for. It's still not sealed all the way. So we'll put it back down. Make sure the side that's not sealed is on the side of the pan that is the warmest or hottest. Now you will be using a different pan than you did when you're cooking your beef, unless you don't have another one. Before you prep your Crunchwrap, you'll want to put that beef in another container and wash your pan. So that way you don't get like taco juice all over your Crunchwrap. There we go. Now we are going to cook the other side. We don't have to leave it on that side as long. But you see how that's all pressed down? It's cooked on and it's acting as a seal for all your food. Now, as you can see, we got a little bit of tomato stuff peeking out. Either the tortilla moved down or I didn't make it big enough. But it don't matter. It's still going to be good. Make sure the edges get nice and crisp. The bottom side is still cooking. And the beauty about making it yourself instead of going... Welcome to another segment of Cooking with Kiki. As you can see here, we're about to do some food, some cooking. So anyway, today we'll be cooking a Crunchwrap Supreme. Now that may be something familiar to a lot of you if you've gone to Taco Bell. And yes, it is. I love it. My husband loves it. And so we learned how to make it. So, as you can see here, we got some ground beef. I'm going to turn it up so we can start actually cooking the beef. Now, I'm using an 80-20. You can use a 70-30, or you can use a 90-10, or you can use ground turkey, or if you don't like meat, you don't have to use meat at all today. We are going to actually use beef. Now, it will take a few moments to actually cook the meat. Now, we're going to let that cook for a bit. We're going to let the meat brown, and then we're going to drain the grease, and then we are going to add our taco seasoning. I already have taco seasoning mixed in the water ready to pour in here for when our meat has been thoroughly cooked. Now, we're going to pan over here. As you can see, our prep table is ready. We got two. Alright, now that we have finished the Crunchwrap Supreme, we are going to try it. That's good. Alright, in a previous video, I made the mango habanero sauce or salsa, however you want to identify it. And we are going to try it now that we have let it cool down. It's got a little kick. Cool. It's got a kick. But nothing I don't dislike. Now, if you make this and you're not the biggest fan, you can always get a little bit of sour cream and put it on there. Now, mango habanero sauce. So it just has a little bit more kick and sweetness than I was expecting. But overall, it is good. Now let's see how it combines with the Crunchwrap. Hey guys, it's pretty good. Thank you for joining Cooking with Kiki. Now, if you like a vegan or vegetarian version of this or something else, comment down below. Don't forget to like and... Hey, Kiki Joe here. Just wanted to make this little video just to give y'all a little information. In the beginning of this video, I had a little list of all my foods. And there's a couple of two things that are different. My taco seasoning that I had showed in the beginning, I actually didn't use it. I went with a different version, the store brand. It was 44 cents. It's 44 cents. And then I used sour cream, and I found like a smaller tub little version of it instead of the one I was actually going to get for $1.29. Just wanted to give you all that little information so if y'all wanted to save some money. Now, also in the video, you'll notice I made two Crunchwraps. My bad. I made two Crunchwraps, and I had like a little left over in the end. So if you have like a family of 4 or 5, you probably could make a couple of more. So that'll help you save some money too, just using all your product. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget to share. Thank you.